Hey, my friends. We're back to work on the bass guitar again. And I think we are going to kick it off today with mounting the neck to the body. So, they apparently had gone to quite a bit of trouble to match up this neck with this body, and what makes me think that is down here so we can look. Just like so. Over this way. Maybe that'll work. I'm getting little shadows. No matter where I go, I seem to be getting little shadows. We'll just have to live with them, I guess. So, as you can see right here, we got a 49 on the heel of the neck. Right here, we got a 49 in the neck pocket. I'm assuming that means they had mated all this stuff up together. I'm also going to go under the assumption that they already had all the holes lined up. So I thought, instead of me wasting a whole lot of time potentially trying to reinvent the wheel, I would go ahead and put these ferrules. Let me show you what. Let me pull one out. So you'll see what we got. Alright, as you can see, this here's a hole they had already drilled. They'd already countersunk it to accept one of these little neck ferrules, as they are called. They have a recess for the head of the screw, and they drop down into these holes. So you just sit it there, push it into place. There you go. And then the screw goes through. There's already holes drilled through this, obviously, as you can see. They're not as large as the screw, but these holes are, you know, reasonably loose. I mean, they're not loose where the screws can fall through. But now what I've done is put these screws in to where they just poke out of the holes on the back side just a little bit. I can feel them. I can see they're standing just a little bit proud of the holes. That way, when I set this down on top of this neck, those screws should line up with these holes that are already pre-drilled in this neck. That's where we're going right now. And we're going to see how that goes. Yeah, I can tell. I can pull around on that neck and it is there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drive these screws on down. I'm not going to get them real tight just yet. See, what do we got? Oh, look. How about that? We got a neck mounted to the body. Now, they're not tight. I don't have those tightened down yet all the way. But they're tight enough that this is not going to move. Not at all. It's not going to move. So, what I'm going to do right now is check in a rudimentary way and see if I think all that's lined up nice and straight, and what I'm going to do is put some painter's tape right down here. Just like so. And I got me some twine. I'm going to take this twine and I'm going to go from the center. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, let me show you what I'm doing up here. I'm going to take it and I'm going to tie this twine up right here. Right here. Just like so. I'm going to bring it right through here. This is a 5-string bass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Third hole. This is right dead center in the neck. So now we're going to come down this way. I'm going to bring that string down here, and we are going to see where. Oh, here it is. I got to get my glasses on. Get my pen. Now I'm going to also go on an assumption, and this is all just going to have to line up. I'm sure they did it properly. That these holes are centered. So I'm going to say, all right, that's 4 inches. So I'm going to make me a mark right here at 2. Right there at 2. That should be right in the middle. I'm going to bring this down and line that up on that mark. Alright, let me just because we're going to be moving cameras and stuff for a second, I'm going to tape this twine down so I can turn the camera and show y'all where we are. Alright, so everything should be lined up, right? We are let me see. That mark I just made is underneath, yeah, right there, underneath this twine. And we're going to go right up the neck. You see how that twine's lined up right on those spread markers? All up and down. So, sure enough, to me, it looks like that neck is straight as an arrow. It's lined up the best I can tell, just how you would want it to be. Oh, let me see, I got my camera a little wonky jog. So that looks good. I'm happy with that. Okay, next step. Next step's going to be the bridge. This is the bridge. The bridge is going to mount down here. Now, the bridge needs to be these adjustments right here, all these little saddles as they call them, that the strings go across and rest upon, need to be and it varies according to the string diameter and the note. Generally 34 inches is what they say. What I'm going to do, and I measured this on another bass guitar that I've got, is I'm going the other bass guitar has the exact same bridge on it. I'm going to measure from the nut, from the inside of the nut, which means the closest face to where I am right here. I'm going to measure 33. Here, a little bit farther. Okay, I'm up against the nut down there. I'm going to measure 33 3/8. That's right there. Let me do it on this 33 3/8. That should be the gel ink to dry. That should be right about the front surface of that bridge. That should leave me about at 34 inches. If you can see the 34 inch mark. 34 inch. There we are. It's right there, pretty much in the center of travel. So we should be good as far as the length goes right there. We can adjust these saddles back and forth with the screws that are inside these springs in order to get the length proper for each individual string. Now, let's see how we're going to do this. We're going to go, I'm going to use this twine once again, and I'm going to use it to line this bridge up with the fingerboard. And I'm going to do this using the twine to simulate the two outer strings. Alright, I'm going to have to go up here and cut this. I know I'm doing a little bit of this off camera, but hold on a second. Here we go. So I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to go back through here. Did I get that long enough? Let me tie it through this hole. Back through here. Tie this string. I'm not going to get these actually really tight. I'm just going to get them tight enough that they're straight. It's not tight yet, but it will be here in a second. Okay. So now, I'm going to put you down here at the end. So we're looking down the length of the guitar as best as we can. I'm aligning my holes. I'm going to line my distance holes that I want to. Now I'm going to line this side to side. You see how I can move it? I can move it across. What I want to do is pull it to where my string is kind of tight. I've got my bridge pretty much perpendicular to the neck, and I want to try to get my, as you can see, this is simulating my outside strings. I want to get my distance on the outside strings pretty much equal from the edge of the fretboard, because that's where the strings are going to run. They're running through the saddles. So Now that I've done that, let me find my pen. Here it is. I'm going to make me a mark. Right there. And right there. Yes. Okay. So I should have my placement pretty close. I would say very close right there. So let's see. Right down here, I'll show you what I just marked. If you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. There's my marks. I just put the outside edge of the bridge. There and there. Here's my marks I made for the distance that I want the front of the bridge to be at. Let's see. I don't really have a straight edge with me. Let's see. Well, I got this right here. This is a straight edge. About as straight edge as you can get. So I'm going to go right across here. And extend these marks. There we are. So now, there we go, we're moving again. Right here, I've got my box made. This is going to fit inside. Line it right up with all those marks. No. I'm having a light issue right here. Right there. Right there is where I'm going to want it. So what I'm going to do is to make sure that I'm not wrong, or to make as close as I can be sure that I'm not wrong. I'm going to put me a drill, I'm going to put me a hole right there and put a screw in it. Let me just make a, let me see. Here's our screws to mount the bridge. Get one of them out. One of them out. Get the drill bits out. And we'll see what drill bit looks like. It's probably, that one looks about right. About the same size as the shaft, and I can see the threads outside of the drill bit, so that should be about the right size to make a good fit. So we're going to alright, double check. Everything's still on my lines. Everything's still Still, yep, everything. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 holes. I'm going to go in the center one. I'll try to put this right smack in the middle. Right there. There's a hole. Hope it's in the right spot. Okay, let's get this. We're going to go back in there, and that hole I just drilled. I'm going to put this screw in there, and we're going to see if everything still seems like it's measures out and lined up properly. Okay, that's down. That looks good so far. Let's see how our twine looks. Oh, I got to get it back in place up here. Okay. Oh no, y'all probably can't see it here. I'll move you around so you can see. That still looks straight to me, to my eyes. That looks straight. And distance. There's 34. Oh, where are we? There's 34 right there. I think that's going to be about right. I don't think that's going to be an issue at all. So, it looks straight. Let me measure each side individually just to make sure. 33 3/8 to the front. 33 3/8 to the front. That looks square. Okay, I think we're good. So, tilt up just a little bit. Okay, I think we're good. So, let me come back around here. We'll talk to you for just a second and close this one out. There we go. So that went nice and smooth, I think. It appears that everything's lined up. I'm going to go ahead and drill the rest of the holes, the other 4 holes that will mount this bridge up to this body. And once I do that, I'm going to double check everything again, make sure everything looks like it's still lined up the way I think it should be lined up. I'm 99% sure that it's all good, and 99% sure that it's all going to be right when we're all said and done. I don't foresee any issues with this at all. Everything looks nice and straight and square. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to take the bridge and the neck back off and double think about things and make sure that there's not anything else I need to do, because I think the next step is going to be to go ahead and start doing the finish on, or doing the sanding actually on this body, in preparation for the finish work. But I don't want to have to do anything else as far as drilling or sanding would be concerned to this after we get everything finished on it. All I want to do once we get the body finished is to just reinstall the screws, install the little pots that goes, the controls that goes. Oh, it got dark in here. Hold on. Oh, I have a sensor switch on my light in the garage. I wasn't in front of it, so it didn't know I was still in here, and it turned the lights out on me. So I guess that's my signal. Been long enough, folks. Time for me to let y'all go. And we'll come back and start working on this some more in another, I don't know, maybe a day or two. Could be tomorrow, maybe the next day, but soon. I'm getting anxious to move this along and see how it all looks once we got the finish put on it. I'm excited to see how it's all going to look, and it should move along pretty quickly from here on out, I think. Shouldn't take very long at all. I mean, this is not rocket science. It's a reasonably simple project. You just have to be a little bit careful, make sure things are lined up and done right on this portion of it. And it would have been a lot easier probably if I'd used the original bridge. I just didn't really want to, so I had to measure out and all that. But it looks like they did a good job putting the holes in the neck. I'm glad I didn't waste a lot of time messing with that, because it was unnecessary. They had it all lined up already. And that's a good thing. That means this was probably a well thought out kit when they put it all together and built it. So we should be good. So anyway, I'll be back and I'll see y'all in another day or two. So my friends, I'll see y'all later.